Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing one of the latest launches from Bulgari. Last year, we received a 43mm 100-meter water-resistant version of the Octo Finissimo Chronograph GMT, and the Octo Finissimo Chronograph GMT here spawns for 2022 a rose gold case and a brown bronze sunburst dial to match. Now, the timepiece just available pre-owned is hitting the market for the first time in that sector, and I am proud to showcase this 43mm rose gold wonder. Now, it's 9.1 millimeters thick, which is thicker than previous Octo Finissimo models, but you're getting a lot inside the case, and we'll describe that in a minute. From lug to lug, the total distance across the wrist is 54.3 millimeters, and it has a sense of solidity and heft that's missing in a lot of the other Octos, especially those that have titanium cases. It's large. I'm actually going to recommend you not have a wrist smaller than mine to wear this. I think your wrist needs to be 16 centimeters circumference or up, because you could see, especially from this angle, that the lugs are out to the edge of my wrist. Now, it's not ungainly. It doesn't look awkward. We're not there yet, but if my wrist were any smaller, we would be. Now, the case is still pretty thin. It will fit underneath a dress cuff, no problem, at 9.1 inches. The strap is of a proprietary design, which means it nicely matches the width of the lugs. It is medium rectangular scale alligator leather in a medium brown. It has a semi-gloss finish, a folded edge, a monotone stitch, and you can see on the underside, this is a brand new Bulgari factory strap. By the way, the spelling of the name, the origins of the name are Greek. The spelling was modified to make it seem more Italian, especially to tie it to Italian classical antiquity. So this is how it is written, but please, for the love of God, don't try to pronounce it Bvlgari. The proper trade name pronunciation is Bulgari. I say this because people make the mistake. Now, we have a buckle here that is rose gold with a combination of satin and polish. You can see there's a handsome little bit of a taper to the flank of the buckle. This watch is graceful from every aspect, and you can see that the Octo Finissimo case is quite involved. Some of them feature a single finish across all their surfaces, which doesn't do justice to the complexity of the case. This, with a combination of polish and satin, does a better job of bringing out just how many facets and surfaces there are. And if you believe Bulgari, if you count with some degree of discipline, you can find 100 individual facets on this case. I'm going to press the I believe button. We have a cabochon on the double knurled crown. That is in black ceramic. Everything else is rose gold. There's a push adjuster at 9 o'clock that allows you to adjust to the local time zone. What appears to be a chronograph register over at 3 o'clock is actually the 24-hour second time zone. So the way this works is you set that first. So for instance, we are looking at 8 o'clock at night, and now I set my local time. Say my local time is going to be 5 in the morning. That's how that works. Now, the watch does have hacking or stop seconds, which is a nice feature, not included on the standard Octo Finissimo automatic. We have applique rose gold indices. We have rose gold hands. We have plenty of luminescence, one of the major innovations in recent years on these more sporting Octo Finissimos. You can see one of the quirks of the design. The company uses a different color of luminova for the hands and the indices, which actually makes it a little bit easier for me to find the hands and read them at a glance. Now, the watch is thicker because of the screw-down crown. So you have a water-resistant case, 100 meters water-resistant, and then inside there is a lot of mechanism. This is the BVL 318. It is derived from the BVL 288 peripheral rotor automatic that was used on the automatic tourbillon. The reason this is important is because the company could very easily have just stuck a module on top of the BVL 138 from the Octo Finissimo automatic. Instead, they used the most premium automatic they had. They fit it with a platinum rotor on the periphery, and then they stuck the chronograph, you can see the column wheel right there, they stuck it into the donut hole at the center of the movement so that this chronograph is as thin as the basic automatic. Rather than creating a module module on top of their existing automatic, they took the tourbillon caliber, removed the tourbillon, and stuck the chronograph in its place. So the platinum rotor is important because first, peripheral rotors are rare and exotic. They give you an open display caseback vista with none of the encumbrance of a central rotor. They also give you the thin case profile of a manual wind and the convenience of an automatic. We have a full balance bridge to better brace the balance against shock. That's always a nice thing to have. This balance beats away at 4 hertz or 8 beats per second. The watch has a 55-hour power reserve, which again is generous and helps to explain why this watch is 9.1 millimeters thick. We have a chronograph that uses a column wheel. You could see it through a skeletonized bridge for crisp chronograph feel, and it uses a traditional lateral clutch architecture. The movement pivots on 37 joules, and as you can see, it is handsomely executed with a combination of manual and mechanical finish, like, for example, F.P. Journe, Audemars Piguet, Jaeger-LeCoultre, and other haute horlogerie brands that operate in the mainstream of luxury pricing. This is a handsome and judicious combination of arts executed manually and those that are automated for speed. You could see satination on the wheels, black polishing on the screws, beveling on the edge of the bridges, engine turning you could see on the bridges as well as on the base plate. And the timepiece is altogether quite handsome and comely, being extensively hand-finished outside as well as inside. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this Bulgari Octo Finissimo Chronograph GMT in rose gold.